Hello, and welcome to Amplify's Lesson 2.7, Diagnosing ELISA. In this lesson, we're going to focus on analyzing data in order to diagnose ELISA, that is, get a guess as to what ELISA's condition is. To start this lesson, we're going to move into the warm-up. The warm-up is pretty quick, it only takes about 5 minutes, and it begins with this message. This is a message from Dr. Walker, who is one of the main doctors on ELISA's case. Dr. Walker is reminding us that today is an exciting day because we're going to get ELISA's test results and work together using all the available evidence we have to make a diagnosis. Remember, the evidence we've gathered so far involves models, our simulation, and some of our article reading. Using those three pieces, we're going to get started looking at the 4 things that the hospital medical team gave us as ELISA's possible condition. These are the 4 things you started by reading about, and they're the 4 options that ELISA might have. She could have diabetes, anemia, injury to her pancreas, or even asthma, as the reason she's feeling tired. Many have already guessed it might be anemia based on your reading, but we're going to confirm that, or figure it's out that it's something else today by using our test data. In the first part, they ask you a very simple question. What condition are you investigating? So up until this point, you've been picking your own condition to look into. It started with the reading. You could pick one of them and begin looking into it. It's either an injury to the pancreas, anemia, asthma, or diabetes. As you can see here, I've selected asthma because asthma is the one I've been using for our examples, since many of us are familiar with it and know exactly how it works. So, for the condition we're investigating, I've chosen asthma. Yours could be different, but for this example, we're going to use asthma. Alright, with that said, let's move on to Section 2. So Section 2 asks us, which body system would have a problem if ELISA had the medical condition that you've been investigating? Choose all that apply. Well, in this case, asthma only affects one system, the respiratory system, where our lungs are. It affects the amount of oxygen we get. So I only need to pick the respiratory system. However, if I was investigating a different disease, it might affect different parts of my body, so I can select multiple systems involved. To get an idea of which systems are affected by these things, you can scroll to the top of the page, click on these 3 little bars, and open up the simulation to test out each of the diseases to see what systems they affect when compared with a healthy body. Alright, with that said, we're going to answer the last part together for asthma. Which molecule that cells need is affected by the medical condition you've been investigating? Choose all that apply. In the case of asthma, this is pretty simple. It affects our lungs, and our lungs are designed to take in one particular molecule. I almost said it there. One particular molecule called oxygen. Our lungs don't take in water because we would drown. They don't take in glucose or amino acids because those are foods. We would basically choke or, in the worst case scenario, cough them back up. So in this case, it's oxygen. Alright, now that we're done with this warm-up for asthma, and if you chose a different disease, remember you'll have different answers, we're ready to move on to the next part by clicking the Hand In button. Go ahead and click on the next video now in order to get an idea of what you should be doing for Part 2, the student-to-student discussion.